If someone told you you would land a job at one of the Korea's top lifestyle and fashion companies after submitting a portfolio filled with sparkly fonts, color coded emojis, and motivational quotes, you would have laughed. But here you are, 3 weeks into your dream job at La Vogue Corp, starting down the sleek hallway in pink squeaky heels, holding your iced vanilla latte like a trophy. Good morning, Miss Sunshine. Terry, the receptionist, called out, "Good morning, my little office goddess." You winked, nearly slipped on the ridiculously shiny marble floor, but catching yourself just in time by grabbing the water dispenser. So, what if you were a little dramatic? That's called personality. You adjusted your pastel blazer and whispered to yourself like a total motivational speaker. Okay, you're smart, you're capable, you're totally not annoying. Your phone burst. Group chat. You are presenting your pitch at 10 sharp. CEO John will join. Your soul left your body. CEO John? You gasped to no one in particular. A passing intern flinched. Your heart pounded as you mentally rewound every possible scenario where you might have offended the icy Greek god who ran this place. He was a rumor turned into a man, a myth wearing Prada. Okay, just talk about jackets. You're fine. Don't be weird. You were going to be weird. Ryan, 25-year-old, recently hired as a junior creative assistant in the marketing department. You are bubbly, sunshine in human form, hopelessly clumsy but incredibly talented when it comes to ideas. You love stickers, wear pink heels to work, and believe adding glitter to presentation slides is a branding choice. 9:58 a.m. Conference room A. You were standing in front of the screen, nervously clicking through your PowerPoint. Your coworkers were chatting behind you, unaware that you were about to go into cardiac arrest, and then the air shifted. A presence entered. You turned, and there he was, John Jungkook, CEO, eyes incarnate, hair slightly tousled like he woke up stylish, dressed in a black on black suit combo that screamed, "I don't try, but I still own everything." Your clicker slipped from your hand. Good morning, everyone. CEO John Jungkook, 30-year-old, the cold, composed, emotionally constipated CEO of La Vogue Corp. He is known for his charisma, strict rules, all-black fashion sense, and a heart said to be carved from glacier ice. Thinks emotions are unnecessary in the workplace and hates noise, especially your noise. He sat down at the head of the table, slowly removing his shades like he was in a music video, his expression unreadable. "Miss Ryan," he said without even looking directly at you, "you may begin." Yes, okay, starting now. Your pitch launched, and so did the disaster. You were sure you had uploaded the final version, but no. The screen was glittering, music began playing, the transition sparkled like a Lisa Frank folder. And then it happened. A massive photo of him appeared, one taken by paparazzi last week. He was stepping out of a car, shirt slightly undone, hair windswept. Slight text, how CEOs like him sell clothes. Trust me, I would buy 10 jackets if he wore them. Silence spread in the room, that suffocating silence. You blinked, realized, frozen. Oh my god. You slammed your laptop shut like it had personally betrayed you. That was the draft. It's not the oh my god. Meena, his perfectly polished secretary, let out a noise that was somewhere between a gasp and a wheeze. Jungkook stared at you with a look so blank it was almost insulting. "Is this your idea of professional branding?" he asked. "That wasn't supposed to be in there. I had another version, clean, no thirst traps. I mean, not that you aren't, just Oh my god, you're attractive but not in the pitch way. You wanted the ground to eat you whole. Meeting is over, he said coldly, rising. Manager Suyong, stay. Everyone else dismissed. You didn't walk out, you fled, tripped on your heel, smacked into the door frame, apologized to the door. You were sitting at your desk with your face planted on your keyboard. You okay? Terry whispered. No, I just publicly admitted I would buy 10 jackets to see my boss in them. I'm going to be fired and then sued. Terry patted your head. He probably won't fire you. You groaned. He hates me. He thinks I'm clingy, weird, glittery. He also didn't stop the meeting the moment that happened, maybe. Just maybe he didn't mind. You narrowed your eyes. You think? He dismissed everyone right away. I won't be surprised if this is my last day. You leaned your head on the table. Meanwhile, in the CEO's office, Jungkook stared at the paused slide on his office screen. Mina walked in. Should I prepare the termination letter? He didn't answer right away. She is irritating, he muttered, and then he sighed. She has ideas, weird ones, but ideas. Mina raised a brow. So, no letter, no letter. He replied, shutting his laptop, but he was already regretting it. Something told him she wasn't done being a walking disaster just yet. You were holding your bladder and your last shred of dignity. Both were dangerously close to exploding. It all started with that cursed coffee. You had just come back from your fifth unnecessary meeting of the day because apparently being the assistant to the CEO means you have to be present for every soul sucking slideshow about quarterly synergy realignment, whatever that means. Anyway, you were on the verge of falling asleep on your keyboard when your best friend messaged you. Emergency caffeine drop in the back room. I added that extra espresso shot you love. Don't sue me if your organs vibrate. You bolted out of your chair like someone screamed free BTS tickets, grabbed the mystery cup and inhaled the liquid like a woman possessed. Spoiler alert, that was a mistake. Now here you were, power walking through John Industries' marble hallways like a criminal on the run. Your bladder was doing the Macarena. Your stomach sounded like a dubstep remix. You took a sharp left, nearly collided with the printer and spotted it. Executive restroom. Oh, sweet, luxurious salvation. Without a second thought, you burst through the door, dodging a janitor's cart and the weirdly intense smell of pine scented soap. You barely noticed the tiny sign that read men's. You locked yourself into a stall, sighed in relief, and whispered, I regret nothing. 5 minutes later, you were washing your hands at the fancy marble sink, admiring the ridiculously overpriced scented lotion. For a second, you felt like you had your life together until the door opened. And in walked none other than John Jungkook himself, your boss, the CEO, the man who probably had his suits tailored by angels and gets his hair cut by lightning bolts. You made direct eye contact through the mirror. He stopped mid-step. You froze mid-pump of lotion. No one said anything. You cleared your throat. Nice styles in here. Jungkook blinked slowly. Why are you in the men's bathroom? You stared at him like a deer in headlights. This is the men's bathroom? Yes, he said without any expressions, as if he is now used to your personality and nothing surprises him anymore. Oh, there was silence, then, desperately, you spoke. I thought the M stood for magnificent. He looked like he was seriously reconsidering the hiring process. You backed up Towards the door. Okay, I'll just leave and we'll pretend this never. You tried the door, it wouldn't open. You jiggled it, yanked it, kicked it. Nope. You turn around slowly, your face peeled with horror. Don't panic. I'm not panicking. Jungkook said calmly. Good, because I am panicking. You lunged towards the door again, still locked. Oh my god, we are stuck. I'm stuck with you in a bathroom. This is how scandals start. This is how HR meetings happens. This is how I die. Jungkook ran a hand down his face and leaned against the wall, completely unbothered. He raised a brow. Why were you even in here? You stopped pacing and pointed a dramatic finger at your stomach. The coffee betrayed me. The coffee? He repeated dryly. It was violent. I panicked. The sign was small. I had tunnel vision. I thought I was going to explode from every end. He let out a long, suffering sigh and sat down on the counter like this was just another Tuesday. You glared at him. Why aren't you freaking out? Because unlike you, I don't enter the wrong restroom like a hurricane on Red Bull. You scoffed. I'll have you know I'm graceful. Your heels caught on the fancy bath mat and you slipped. And went down like a Jenga tower made of regrets. Oh my god, you cried from the floor, staring up at the fancy ceiling. This is it. I'm going to be found here, dead, in a men's bathroom, next to my boss, because of a latte. Jungkook walked over and stood above you, visibly biting his lip. Don't you dare laugh. I'm not. He said, his voice already started cracking. You are. I'm not. You sound like a dying dolphin. You said, glaring at him. He completely lost it. His laugh burst out, warm and uncontrollable, like the kind of laugh you thought he had hidden somewhere back in 2009 and never used again. It filled the bathroom and echoed off the tiles, and something in your chest fluttered. You blinked. Did I just make Jungkook laugh? He rubbed a hand over his face, trying to regain composure. God, you are a disaster. Excuse you. I'm entertainment value. Thank you very much. You reached out and he offered his hand like a gentleman, or maybe a reluctant bystander of your mess. Either way, you grabbed it. But your foot slipped again. Jungkook miscalculated the pull, and with a very ungraceful yelp, you trampled forward right on top of him. Thud. Jungkook's back hit the tiled floor, and you landed squarely on his chest, tangled limbs and all. For a moment, neither of you moved. His hands were awkwardly caught mid-air, your face was centimeters from his, and your knee was dangerously close to his. Suddenly the door opened. Sir? You both froze. Slowly, like in a bad rom-com, you turn your heads to see Meena was standing at the door along with a fresh-faced intern and your manager. You were straddling Jungkook. He was flat on the floor and your entire soul left your body. Meena blinked once, then smiled. Oh, did we interrupt something? You squawked and scrambled off Jungkook like he was a hot stove. He didn't say a word. He just sat up, fixed his tie, and looked far too composed for someone who had just been crushed by a woman who thought she was about to die via espresso explosion. The intern looked like he wanted to melt into the wall. Your manager looked like he needed HR training. Meena, she looked like she had just won the Gossip Olympics. Carry on. She purred, turning on her heel with a wicked grin. The door closed behind them. You turned to Jungkook, your face redder than a fire truck. I swear to God, I'm going to change my name, my job, and move to a cave. He chuckled again. If you do, let me know the coordinates. You blinked. Why? He smuggled. Because I might follow. You returned to your cubicle like a war survivor, hair frizzed, pride shattered, dignity buried somewhere in the men's restroom. You still couldn't believe what happened. 1 second, you were avoiding death by digestive rebellion, and the next, You were lying on top of your CEO like a clingy, panicked koala, and now everyone was staring at you. You paused near your desk, eyes darting around. People weren't just looking, they were smiling. Some were even doing that eyebrow wiggle thing. One guy even gave you a thumbs up like you had just secured world peace. What the hell? You muttered and plopped down into your seat, trying to act normal, like you hadn't just gone viral in real time. You opened your email, clicked around, typed gibberish, looked busy, and yet you could feel all eyes on you, and that was suspicious. You were moments away from launching yourself out the window when Tehi sauntered over like she was floating on gossip fumes. She leaned casually against your desk like she didn't have a whole day job. I gotta admit, I didn't think anyone had the guts. You blinked up at her. Excuse me? She smirked. I mean, John freaking Jungkook. Your brain did a hard reboot. What about him? She leaned closer. Girl, you were on top of him, in the men's restroom, in a very compromising position. You didn't just flirt with danger, you sat in its lap. Your soul briefly left your body. What? How did you. Wait, did Meena? She only smirked. I mean, I knew there was something between you two, but damn, I didn't know it was that intense. You stared at her like she had grown an extra head. There's nothing between me and Jungkook. She snorted. Sure, and I'm a virgin who drinks holy water. You buried your face in your hands. This is all a misunderstanding. I slipped. He tried to help. Gravity betrayed us. Gravity or destiny? She said, dead serious. You looked up at her in disbelief. Tehi, please, what exactly are people saying? She pulled out her phone. Oh, nothing much. Just that our IC CEO finally melted for the weird, clumsy girl from marketing who stormed into the men's room like she owned the place. Oh, and that you are his secret girlfriend. Possibly his fiancée, maybe even the reason he smiles once every 5 years. What? Before you could throw yourself out the window again, a hush swept through the office. Jungkook stepped out his glass office, looking as serious and cold as ever. And everyone, like synchronized swimmers of gossip, turned to look at him, then at you, then back at him, then smiles. You could see the confusion on his face as he scanned the floor. His eyes found yours across the room. He frowned, slightly tilted his head, and you knew he had picked up on the vibes. Oh God, you whispered. He started walking towards you. I need to explain. You muttered, standing up. He paused in front of your desk before he could say a word. You grabbed his wrist. He blinked. What are you? I'm saving our reputation. You dragged him through the office, past the open jaws and gleeful minds of your co-workers. You might as well have been walking down an aisle made of rumors. And they saw the wrist hold. Oh boy, did they see it? You shoved open his office door and closed it behind you with a dramatic thunk. Okay, you said, turning to him, before you fire me, just know that I am as much a victim as you. He just stared. What? You flailed dramatically. They think we are dating. They think we did stuff in the bathroom. There are memes being made up as we speak. He blinked again. Memes? You pointed towards the glass wall. Memes, Jungkook. I mean, sir, I saw the agent from IT mouth the worst power couple. Someone called me a girl boss with Riz. Do you even know what Riz is? He leaned against his desk, expression unreadable. Are you done? He paused. No. There was a beat of silence. Okay, now I'm done. He exhaled through his nose, looking away like he was trying not to smile. Why does this always happen around you? You frowned. Are you blaming me? I'm blaming gravity and your weird energy. You gasped. You like my weird energy? He tilted his head. I never said that. You literally laughed in a bathroom 5 minutes ago. That was the latte talking. You folded your arms. Well, thanks to your poor flooring choice, half the company thinks we are in a torrid office romance. He gave you a once over. They are not totally wrong. Your jaw dropped. John Jungkook? He shrugged, cool as ever. You are the one who dragged me in here by the hand. That was very girlfriend behavior. You choked. That was crisis management. He took a step closer. So what now, crisis manager? You looked up at him, brain short circuited, heart doing a samba. You opened your mouth to retort, and there was a knock on the glass wall. It was Tehi. She held up her phone and mouthed the word, I knew it. Jungkook turned to you slowly. Should we give them something to really talk about? You stared at him, wide-eyed. What gave them something to really talk about? What does that even mean? What would that be? What are you suggesting? Jungkook looked devastatingly unbothered. I don't know. A kiss? Maybe a surprise engagement? A dramatic office wedding? You swallowed. You are not funny. Then why are you blushing? I am not. You turned towards the glass wall. Yep. Your entire department was still staring. Tehi was physically restraining herself from squalling. You pressed a hand over your face. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. He laughed again, that real laugh. It was way too attractive and should be illegal in the workplace. You peeked at him through your fingers. Why are you taking this so well? He tilted his head, then crossed the room towards you slowly. Each step made your heart skip like a scratched record. When he was standing right in front of you, he said quietly, because maybe I don't hate the idea of people thinking you're mine. Your breath caught. You stared at him. If you're joking, it's not funny. You know that I do have real feelings for you, right? His smile widened. Unless I'm not. You stared up at him. You were so confusing, like emotionally constipated but flirty. I get that a lot. You groaned and looked away. I'm just gonna go back to my desk and pretend none of this happened. You moved to open the office door, but he caught your wrist gently. Wait. You turned, startled. His expression was serious now. No teasing, just him. Raw, intense, and maddeningly sincere. I liked laughing with you. You blinked. He rubbed the back of his neck, suddenly looking boyish. I don't do that a lot. Laugh or let people in. You softened. Jungkook. And I also like when you call me by my name. I've been watching you, you know. Not in a creepy way, just the way you light up the room, the way you talk to everyone, even the interns. You are chaos, but good chaos. You swallowed hard. So, what are you saying? I'm saying, he looked at you like you were the only person on earth. I wouldn't mind if the rumors were true. I wouldn't mind if you actually were mine. Your heart slammed against your ribs. You are serious? He nodded. You hesitated for 2 full seconds. You are an idiot. He blinked. Okay, that's not quite the reaction You stepped forward, grabbed his shirt collar and kissed him. Just a quick one. Soft, sure, electric. Everyone who was outside and staring gasped. You pulled back, eyes wide. Sorry, I panicked again, like the bathroom incident, but emotionally, he stared at you and then, do it again. You laughed, flushed and dizzy. You were so... This time, he kissed you. Longer, sweeter, real, and when you broke apart, both of you breathless. You heard the squeal outside the glass. Tehi had fainted. Probably you rested your forehead against Jungkook's chest. Well, now they know. He chuckled, let them talk. You looked up at him. So what are we now? He smiled. Rumor confirmed.